Hey, welcome to the Pharmacy Residency Podcast, a member of the Pharmacy Podcast Network. I'm Tony Guerra, and one of the things I've done over the years is create a number of books, and one of them is Memorizing Pharmacology, a Relaxed Approach. It is now in its second edition, and Aaron Smith is the narrator, and he is, you will see, has a great British accent, and whether you're actually studying or just need some relaxation on the way to residency and back, or on the way to pharmacy school and back, I think he does a great job. Some people actually like to put it at 1.25 speed. I'm going to put it at its natural 1 speed because that's what the book is, but some people like to speed it up a little bit, and others will even slow it down, but here you go.
What's in this update? As I wrote Memorizing Pharmacology, a Relaxed Approach, I wanted to make it a lot easier for students to learn the top 200 drugs, and over 50,000 students enjoyed that book. In this expanded edition, where you can memorize even more pharmacology faster, I now have mnemonics for over 300 medications, as a response to the various licensing exams adding so many more medications. The goal of this book is the same though: give students who are strapped for time a way to quickly learn pharmacology. In addition to more medications and more mnemonics, you'll find over 150 questions with answers and rationales. I also go through the process of tackling dosage calculations and making it easier to remember just where to start with each question, and helping you calm that math anxiety. So let's get on with this updated edition, and helping you make it through pharmacology class and beyond. The story of pharmacology class. As an instructor, I didn't appreciate how tough it was to be a working parent and pharmacology student until I had my triplet daughters. When the girls originally came home, they had trouble coordinating the suck, swallow, breathe that goes with feeding from a bottle. Well, 3 bottles. We fed them for 90 minutes and they slept for 90 minutes, round the clock. They got older, but the crushing emotional and physical exhaustion has continued. Most of my students have jobs and families. I wanted a way for them to study pharmacology while attending to these types of responsibilities. Tonight, as I lay quietly in bed next to my daughter, who will not sleep otherwise, I recited in my head, from memory, the 300 drugs, generic name, brand name, and drug classification, in this book, in order. Previously, during these times, thoughts of, "What do I have to do for tomorrow?" ran through my head. Instead, I could relax, stay unhurriedly by my daughter, and remain a committed parent. With this book's techniques, I could study pharmacology in the dark, eyes closed. I knew I was onto something. This could help my overworked students. After she fell asleep, I got up and started writing this introduction. But before I could congratulate myself, my other daughter came downstairs, insisting that she will never sleep in her bed again. So here I am, on my couch, half watching Better Call Saul, comforting another daughter between coughing fits, and typing out this introduction, knowing I might see the sunrise before I get to sleep. Earlier this fall, a student emailed me, offering to pay me to read and record his top 300 drugs list. I was too busy mid-semester, but I did want to create a roadmap for him and other students that shared his need. Each fall and spring, many health professional students try to learn the top 300 drugs, but get little help in memorization techniques. This book will help, regardless of which top 100, 200, or 300 drugs your professor assigns. Top 300 Drugs, a History. What does top 300 drugs mean? At one time, there was a website that listed the top 300 drugs in the United States by 1. Number of prescriptions written, and 2. Ranked by money spent on each drug. This created 2 different lists, but their value was clear. Well-prepared students remember the most frequently prescribed drugs. The 80-20 rule, or Pareto's principle, predicts that 20% of the medications will represent 80% of those prescribed. Brutal rote memorization, however, is a poor strategy for managing information overload. Memorizing a brand name, generic name, medication class, therapeutic use, and one adverse effect for 300 drugs represents 1,000 pieces of information. Each new item adds 300 disparate memorization points. Students often ask why they should memorize drugs if they can Google them or look them up in a Davis drug guide for nurses. The answer: a properly sorted and memorized list of 300 drugs provides a framework on which to build your preparation for pharmacology class, the board exams, and clinical practice.
So if you're interested in listening to it, you can check it out on Audible. It's also in Kindle form as well if you're interested. You don't have to have a Kindle, but Audible always gives you that thing that if you've never had an audiobook before, you can always get the first one free with them. And I think there's a cancel anytime type of thing with it. So I've put the link underneath, but otherwise, let me know what you think. TonyThePharmacist@gmail.com.